It is important for each and every one of us to be grateful. This week especially, we're celebrating Thanksgiving, and we're going to continue throughout the year to look at things that we were grateful for. Every single day we should do this practice. This week I want to point out 5 individuals in the Bible who were super grateful. Hopefully they can inspire us to look for ways that we can be thankful, even in our challenging circumstances. Hey everyone, welcome to Changing. My name is Donald Kelly and I'm your host. I'm super grateful for you to be here today. And especially as we're going to this week of Thanksgiving and we're meeting with our families and friends and we're having a good time together, I want you to think about ways that you can be more grateful. I mean, there's so many things that we have that we could be thankful for. No matter how difficult or how much burdens we feel that we have right now, no matter what kind of challenges, we can always find something to be thankful for. There's a beautiful hymn that says, "Count your blessings, name them one by one." And we could probably think about a lot of things that we have. Again, even underneath some of the most trying times, there are things we can be grateful for. Number one, I'm thankful for you. If you're listening to this podcast for the first time, thank you for being here. Please subscribe and leave us a rating and review. I would be ever grateful for that. If you've been listening for a while and you haven't done so already, I will still be super duper grateful for you to leave us a rating and review as well. Tell someone about this podcast, share this link with them, share this video, let them know about this and let them listen to it and to feel inspired. Hopefully it can bring some kind of meaning or something to their lives as well. So let's dive in. I want to talk about 5 individuals. And the first one that I'm going to highlight, I'll tell you the story, kind of do a quick little recap about it. Maybe you know some of these stories already. And then we'll point out how this individual was grateful. The first one is in the New Testament, and it's quite obvious. There were 10 lepers. Jesus healed them all, but one of them came back and expressed gratitude, came back and told Jesus, "Thank you." Now, the other guys, and I'm sure the people, they were probably really excited, the fact that they'd just been healed from this lifelong sickness, this terminal sickness, this disease that was like slowly killing them. I'm sure they were grateful that they weren't banished anymore from their communities, that they can go and show themselves to others and they could be a part of the community again. They were super grateful, I imagine, for a lot of this, but none of them really expressed that gratitude besides one person. 1 out of the 10 came back and told Jesus, "Thank you." Yeah. There's a lot they should have been grateful for. The story in this example, this parable, kind of ties back to us. We have a lot that we can be thankful for, but on a day-to-day basis, are we like the 9 or are we like that 1? Are we thankful for the home we live in, the food that we're able to eat, the fact that we can breathe, that we can walk, the fact that we're alive, the fact that we have our limbs? You may not even have one of your limb, but the fact that you have a wheelchair that can help you to get around, or you're missing an arm or finger. You know, the fact that you can still function. I mean, there's still so much that we can be thankful for. And one of the themes of this episode that I want to kind of point out is this idea that we can do a lot more. We can be grateful for a lot more of the things in our day-to-day life. And I just love that example of the leper. Go back to Christ and tell him something you're thankful for. Number 2, Abraham and Isaac. Let's tell you the story behind this. Abraham was told that Abraham's wife, well, first off, she couldn't have Sarah. She couldn't have any babies, so she was barren. So it was done. But then all of a sudden, they had this wonderful, miraculous capability. The Lord blessed them so that they can have a child, because this was something they didn't think that was going to ever happen, but they got blessed. And we could go more in that story, but that's another story for another day. But the point here, they were blessed with a son. Now, the other interesting thing with this is that, and they were super thankful and grateful for that, especially leading up to it, because some people were still doubtful that the Lord could work this wonderful miracle. But let's just fast forward. This was later in their life. Isaac had grown up at this point, and the Lord told Abraham to go sacrifice his son, his one son. This is the boy that they've been waiting for, their miracle baby. The Lord told them in their old age that they got the son to sacrifice this son, Isaac. Now Abraham was obedient, and he took Isaac, and Isaac was like a little bit more grown, so he could have fought back, but he was humble, and he listened to his father, and he went with his father, and his father went to go sacrifice him, and then the Lord told him, the angel came and said, "Stop, you proved yourself, you don't need to sacrifice your son." Boy, my goodness, Abraham must have been really grateful. And there you can see it, and you can hear it in the prayers and the example that Abraham was able to exude. Abraham was very thankful, and he had a lot of gratitude. Interesting to think about that, though. He was willing to sacrifice something the Lord blessed him with. Are we that thankful and grateful to God even during the times when he tries us or gives us opportunities of trial? You may be going through an opportunity of trial right now where you may not necessarily understand where your next month rent's coming from. Are you still thankful to God during this time? Are you still willing to do what he says, what he invites you to do? Or do you say, you know what, I can't go to church today because now I need to focus on finding a home, finding the rent. Or I can't pray because I'm stressing and worrying about the rent. You know what? I've never seen no high level of stressing or worrying or fretting over something brings it. In all actuality, it kind of does the opposite. It pulls you away from getting that opportunity. It puts you in a more depressing state. You need to make sure you're elevating yourself. And in those trying circumstances, you need to go to God. Perhaps you're fighting a battle in COVID right now, and you feel that I can't do anything to serve people. Of course you can. You could pray. Just like you're getting prayers, or you're getting help, or getting benefits from the Lord, you can express gratitude. And now, obviously, depending on your circumstances, if you're really, really weak, you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself. And I'm not saying you don't take care of yourself. If you do have COVID, hopefully you've seen your competent medical professional, but you're at home. But the thing about it, though, we can still express gratitude for the things that the Lord has blessed us with. That's the point I'm trying to get across. No matter what difficulty, no matter what trial, and I know that was a bit extreme, but the Lord can still bless us, and we still have many blessings that we have. And you can pray to the Lord to help you to improve on these and to be able to ask for guidance so you can receive, so you can be more grateful for things in your life. Number 3, talk about Mary and Martha. Now, Mary and Martha, the sisters of Lazarus. Lazarus, as you know, was a beloved friend of Jesus. Lazarus died, and he was buried up for a few days, and Jesus came to his town. Now, Jesus knew that he was going to die. Jesus knows everything, but Jesus still allowed him to die. It's interesting, right? He allowed that situation to happen. He could have stopped it, but we knew there was a greater purpose. He was going to raise Lazarus from the dead, which was going to usher in the miracles to show to the world or the community at the time that who he is, that this is Jesus the Christ, one of these miracles that he was going to do. So Jesus went ahead and he visited Mary and Martha, and they said, well, surely if you were here, our brother wouldn't have died. And that is true. But Jesus, obviously lovingly expressed to her, like, don't worry, I got you. This was supposed to happen. And he called Lazarus from the dead. Lazarus rose from the dead and came and stood, and he didn't stink. He was alive and well, and showed himself unto the leaders and unto the people in the community, and people knew it. What this powerful example is telling us, Lazarus was grateful and his sisters were grateful. I can tell you that. They were super thankful that the Lord was able to raise their brother from the dead. If he raised Lazarus from the dead, what could he raise in your life? Could he raise your marriage from the dead? Could he raise your personal finance from the dead? Could he raise your jobless situation from the dead? Of course he can. He is Jesus. If we trust him, commit to him, follow him, and if you listen to one of my past episodes on personal revelation, he could give you that personal inspiration and guidance you need. Hands down, it's the truth. Number 4 is Naaman. Naaman, he was the Syrian general or leader, military leader, and he came to the prophet Elijah to get healed. Now, Prophet Elijah was busy, or for whatever reason, told his servant, Naaman's servant, like, hey, tell Naaman to go wash himself in the River Jordan, and 7 times. Naaman was like, what? He can't come to me and tell me this himself? Come on, man, that's not cool. And he was upset. But his servant said, listen, if he came out and he told you to do this, would you have done it? And he was like, well, I get your point. So he went and he bathed 7 times, dipped himself 7 times in River Jordan, and miraculously he was healed. he expressed gratitude. He was super grateful for that. Sometimes we have people in our lives that might be guiding us, whether it's a child or a student, a family member, a friend, somebody at church, your spouse, your uncle, your aunt, your best friend. These individuals are there kind of like our guides, kind of like our assistants, who helps us to remember and to recognize the Lord is willing to bless us if we heed his counsel. In a situation like this, Naaman's assistant, his servant, warned him and told him, or not necessarily warned him, but told him, like, listen, if you would you have done this if he was here, if he came and told you? Why not do it? And he did it, and it happened, and he came. So anyways, he was grateful. And we should be grateful for those people around us who are helping us. Maybe your parents telling you things and you don't want to listen to them. Maybe your spiritual leader, your pastor, your bishop, your clergyman or woman has been telling you to change something in your life and you don't want to listen to them. Do it. Sometimes we think we're waiting for the Lord to come down and tell us. Why would he doesn't need to do that all the time when he has servants and he has people who can do that for him, people who are tools in his hand. And in some cases, you could be a tool in the Lord's hand to help someone, but it's important that you make sure that you're doing what he commands you to do in the first place. And number 5, the last one I want to talk about, is this woman was caught in adultery. This lady was caught in adultery, and she was going to be stoned, and Jesus was there, and all of these spiritual leaders, they came and they tossed the woman at his feet, and these men in the city, was like, she was caught in the very act of adultery. We should take her, go out there and stone her. Jesus just kept looking down, and he marked in the dirt, wrote something, and then he looked up at them and said, ye without sin. I'm not sure if it says it looked up. I can't remember right now, but he said, ye without sin, you cast this, first cast a stone at her. And obviously nobody in that setting cast a stone at her. Jesus then asked her, looked up and talked to her and said, hey, where are your accusers? Where are thine accusers? And she says, there's none, Lord. Nay, Lord, I don't have any. They all left. Jesus told her, go and sin no more. And she was super grateful for that. There's another story, another example of how this adulterous woman also came to Jesus, and she bathed his feet with her tears and dried his feet with her hair. This was another example. Both of these women were absolutely grateful to Jesus. The woman caught in adultery expressed a lot of gratitude, and the woman who came to Jesus and she washed his feet with her tears and dried his feet with her hair. That woman was someone who expressed tremendous gratitude in so many ways. The Lord's probably forgiven you of some amazing, some pretty big sins in your life. I wouldn't say necessarily amazing, but maybe there are big sins. He's forgiven me of sins in my life, things that I knew I wasn't supposed to, but he took the time and he died on a cross and he rose from the dead so that I can be forgiven. And he gave me that feeling of forgiveness, of hope, of wholeness. If he did that to me, I should truly express gratitude to him. You can do the same thing as well. All you need to do is get down on your knees and tell the Lord, thank you. Thank you for blessings. And I heard this from a spiritual leader. His name is David Bednar. And David Bednar, he gave this talk in which he says that we sometimes should give prayers of gratitude rather than prayers of, begging or asking. So a gratitude prayer is you just say for, however long you pray, just list things you're grateful for. Grateful for my house and my family, my car, my health, my children, my school, my diploma, my job. So many things. Your phone, the internet, the cold water that you get out of the tap, the warm water you get to bathe with. Like so many things we could be grateful for. But do a prayer of gratitude, and don't ask for anything. I promise you'll start seeing how your life will change. You'll be more thankful for the things around you, and you'll have more appreciation for them, and it will give a greater light on those things that you have. I know this is true. I know God lives. I know Jesus is the Christ. And if we can express gratitude like Abraham, like the tenth leper, or one of the 10 lepers, like Abraham, like Mary and Martha, like Naaman, or like this woman caught in adultery, or like this woman who was who bathed Jesus's feet with her tears and her hair. Like all of these people who expressed tremendous gratitude, even under difficult circumstances, we can express gratitude to our Heavenly Father for all the blessings we have. A lot of us here are listening in the United States, and we have first world problems. You know, maybe we don't have all the channels on cable, or our DVR isn't working. Be thankful you have a DVR. Be thankful you have cable. Be grateful you have a house with electricity, or even the blessing that you have TV. Before you run out and go try to fight to get that $10 or $100 off a TV that would be there otherwise, be thankful for what you have. I testify that Jesus lives, that God is our Father in heaven. Jesus is the Christ. He died on the cross so you and I could be forgiven, and I'm thankful and grateful for that. Express that gratitude this holiday season and this Thanksgiving week. I share this with you in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Hey, thank you so much for checking out this podcast episode today. I'm super grateful for you, and I'm thankful that you're willing to leave us a rating and review. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Connect with us on our website as well. I have the link down in the show notes. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see this in the description. And if this is your first time listening to one of our podcasts and you haven't done so already, go ahead and leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, or Spotify. It would be absolutely, absolutely amazing, and I'm super grateful for you for doing that. As always, this podcast is here about helping you to change. We want each and every one of you to become better disciples. Each day we should be improving. We should be learning. We should be growing. If you're not doing that, something is wrong. We want you to change. Be thankful for what you have. Seek Christ and to change. If you need some prayers, if you need some help, go ahead and reach out to us. You can email me, donaldckelly09@gmail.com. We're more than willing to jump on a call and pray with you, or to send some messengers over from the church who can come and share a spiritually uplifting message with you. You can find me again, donaldckelly09@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Love you guys. Thanks so much. Happy Thanksgiving.